Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you to this Toronto Raptors team, to this Toronto Raptors group, to all the vets that came out, stepped up tonight's game against the Orlando Magic. Because frankly, again, some people are saying, hey, the trade value's been boosted, and sure, long term, that's the vision, that's the picture, that's the type of stuff. But tonight, we got to witness what this Toronto Raptors team looks like. The core group with Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, Gradey Dick, Jakob Poeltl, what this core group looks like with a supporting cast that's firing on all cylinders. And spoiler alert, it is something exciting. And I was fortunate enough to watch this game live. I was in the stadium. I'm in Toronto right now. Got to catch this game live. And frankly, there were a lot of things that just got me excited about this Toronto Raptors team. Of course, we know it's been a rough year in terms of capturing the flag, losses, and of course there's probably going to be a ton of moves at the trade deadline, and everyone's going to lean into Bruce Brown had a great game, Kelly Olynyk had a great game, we're going to get first round picks galore. That's not what I'm thanking the Toronto Raptors for tonight. What I'm thanking them for is giving us this vision, giving us this shining star to look forward to with this young core team. Because as this group matures and as this group gets more consistent kind of role players, because of course we can't expect this every single night. Now, Davion Mitchell, Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, when people said this team would be solid, we'd expect more games like this over the course of the year. And of course, we're playing against a Magic team that was a ton of injuries. Cole Anthony out, Franz Wagner, the Wagner brothers out. There were a lot of guys out of the lineup. We didn't have Immanuel Quickley and different players, but there was this game just made me feel really, really good as a Toronto Raptors fan. So before we dive into it, again, folks, if you guys are part of the 67% of our viewers that haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing that's going on with this Toronto Raptors team. But recording this late here in Toronto, got the game, got the real sports, experience after the game, got interviewed or got the street quest by the Fan First Network out there. Check them out on IG. I'm not sure when those videos are going up, but had a bit of fun doing that out there following the game. But this one was a joy to watch. It started off, again, this team was watching also with Darius of Leafs Digest. Definitely check out Leafs Digest as well. A fun game, a fun night, fun stuff happening. But this game started off brutal. The first quarter in this one, the Raptors down by like 20. It looked like this team, you're joking. Maybe the Raptors don't score to start off this game because it was getting messy. It was getting ugly. But really, come late first, second quarter, this team really turned things around and chipped away at that lead and then took control of this game for the following three quarters in this one. And there are a lot of exciting things to jump into in this vid. I mean, tonight, we got to talk about the vets. And the first guy that we do have to discuss is Bruce Brown, who is looking like a different player now at this point than he was immediately returning from injury, and certainly the player that we saw at the end of last season. But but tonight's game, had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, had shot 5-11 from the field, and looked very, very confident, firing up shots, whether from the three-point line, whether it was cuts. And he could have probably had 20 points with how well he was cutting, but just a couple of missed passes from RJ Barrett, from Scottie Barnes, different guys. You could see Bruce Brown make some good cuts. Maybe you don't usually catch it on TV, but he just has a really amazing feel for the game in regards to just getting to the right spots. And as soon as defenders heads turned from him, he just cuts straight to the basket, knows the perfect times to sort of get to the rim, and he's a sneaky good ball handler as well. He's quick, he's mobile, and he can get around guys, whether he's finishing or not, whether he's passing out, getting a paint touch and facilitating for others. He can get some very nice paint touches out there, just off the dribble, off the bounce. So that's a big positive there for Bruce Brown being effective, being a guy out there on this team that, of course, has drawn some interest. I'm sure I have a few videos planned with all the news and reports that's coming out with Bruce Brown coming out tomorrow. But Bruce Brown, seeing him look confident, seeing him look healthy has been a nice positive. But it wasn't just him in terms of the vets that played well in tonight's game. One guy that we do have to discuss is Kelly Olynyk, who was a plus 39 in the game for this one tonight. 12 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 4 blocks. Did have 5 turnovers, but that is what it is. 4 blocks. And these were some pretty intense blocks out there. There was a little block party going on for Kelly Olynyk out there in the paint, putting on a defensive masterclass. And rarely do you see that with Kelly Olynyk, but just a really well-rounded game for Olynyk. Being able to space the floor. That dude has been shooting at a very high clip in his, limited season so far. Of course, dealing with a ton of injuries, but he looked awesome out there at the center spot for this Toronto Raptors team. And then also in the starting lineup, Davion Mitchell, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Just a solid performance, steady performance for all the vets that are out there for the Toronto Raptors. With the exception of Chris Boucher, didn't have the greatest game in this one. Still plus 17 from the game, so positives there, but only 2 points, 2 rebounds. And we've talked about this every night with Chris Boucher. He's consistent, or he's has a stretch where he's playing awesome, consistent basketball, knocking down threes and stuff. And then he has games like this where he's firing up threes and they're hitting the outside of the rim. Not super close, not super things like that. But Chris Boucher's been phenomenal this season. Not too stressed about this one. Really, this game, and I will just discuss it briefly, because when you're seeing stuff from Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, these types of guys, being effective, being solid basketball players, and you hear reports like Bruce Brown might get bought out, the Raptors have no way of trading him, and this, that, and whatever. That's a bit of nonsense. There's going to be some teams that are going to be interested in bringing in a guy like Bruce Brown with his level of play, his ability to play defense, his ability to cut, his ability to knock down the three. He's like a Scottie Barnes light out there on the wing, and I might get crucified for saying that, get out here in the comment sections very, very mad, but honestly, he does a lot of things out there very, very well. So Masai Ujiri does have some assets, does have some things at play, but really the thing that had me excited in this one was, looking at this group, looking at things, and how a team currently constructed around Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett can look when the role players are rocking. Of course, RJ, Scottie, the young talent, Gradey Dick, they need some development. They need to get consistent themselves. We need Immanuel Quickley back healthy. We need all those types of things. But in a night where the role players are stepping up, they're doing their thing, you see the impact of a Scottie Barnes. You see the impact what these guys are doing. Because Scottie tonight, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Didn't have to force the issue very much on any of these possessions. Knocked down a couple of corner threes, 6 of 13 from the field. Was very effective out there on that front. And then RJ Barrett, the same thing. Only had to take 9 shots in this game. 19 points, had 8 rebounds, 2 assists. He's improved as a passer, but I feel like over the past month or so, you haven't seen as much of the facilitating since Scottie Barnes has consistently been back in the lineup that RJ Barrett was providing earlier on the season when Scottie Barnes was out. But he did his own thing. Gradey Dick had an electrifying slam. It rose the roof out there at Scotiabank Arena, so that was something that's great to see. And then, he had 17 points in this game, knocked down some threes, did his thing. And Jakob Poeltl, of course, 8 points. Didn't have the greatest plus minus in this one, where Kelly Olynyk was great. There was a lot of foul trouble and stuff, but it's just an all-around great performance for those top guys. And then even the rooks, specifically Jamal Shead, in this game. I'm surprised in the box score. Usually I keep a closer look at the analytics when I'm watching the games at home and stuff. But, Jamal Shead, just the impact that he has on the defensive end, the impact that he has, being able to knock down threes. Like, Jamal Shead knocking down threes is going to be an awesome player for this Raptors team. And while Jacoby Walter's first stint, in this game wasn't great, got pulled early and stuff, in the second half did have an awesome run with that sort of starter Jacoby Walter group. So those rooks look good. And then to sort of close off this video, I do want to say Ulrich Schamche, 2 points in this game. Let's get his proper stats. 2 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 minute of action. That dude looked awesome. That Ulrich Schamche, he looked fun, out there at the end of these games, because, man, he is fast, he is mobile, and only 1 assist it said, but he made like 2 or 3 just really nice bounce passes, threading the needle out there in the paint. I'm like, what? Because, again, the highlights on him, the scouting reports, it's that Ulrich Schamche is a very raw player. And of course he is raw. We've seen him try to do these post-hooks, the touch and stuff. It's got to develop. That's the reality of these types of guys that are projects, that are the last pick in the NBA draft at the center position. I mean, they're going to take some time to develop. Centers take the longest time to develop in the NBA. That's just how it goes. But you rarely see a center that's like athletic first, athleticism, make some gorgeous bounce passes to players cutting, in the lane, threading the needle. You rarely see that. You see him dribbling the ball up the court. Of course, we didn't see him knock down any threes or anything like that. I missed a free throw, but getting rebounds efficiently. Again, we don't know what Ulrich Schamche will become, but I get excited every time he's out there on the court. But let me know what you guys think about this game, about everything that's going on. It's fun game, fun to watch the Toronto Raptors, and where the Raptors have been bad, right? The ticket prices are a lot cheaper, which is great to see. But the Raptors, again, for the people worried about the tank, we're still the 3rd worst at the NBA, so no real stress there on that front. We're 1 loss away from getting below Utah, so that is what it is if you're afraid out there on that front. But this team, of course, has been in an interesting spot. But they won 3 of their last 4 games against some pretty good teams out there in the NBA. Again, that Bucks game was very, very ugly. But playing the Hawks now in a back-to-back, the New Orleans Pelicans, the Washington Wizards. Now the Pelicans have been playing better. The Hawks have been playing pretty good. The Wizards, Bulls, they haven't been that great. But it'll be interesting to see how the Toronto Raptors perform in the win-loss column over the next 5-6 games. So let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned to Raptors Digest. We'll keep you covered on all the latest out there on that front. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.